Sabah everybody and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to talk about the Honor V20. I've had the device as a daily driver now and I want to share with you guys my initial impressions of this device after using it for about a week. This is TK, let's check it out. So here we have both the Phantom Red and the Phantom Blue. There's a third color, I think it's called the Phantom Black, that we heard about but we didn't get a chance to check out. But supposedly both or all three colors will support that nice little shimmer V shape on the back, as you can see with both the red and the blue one that support it. There was also mentioned basically a Pro version or a Moschino version that's going to be announced hopefully next week. Can't wait to check that out, as I will be supporting and basically providing coverage for the launch event in Paris. As far as the specification, both of these devices support 8 gigs of RAM, 256 gigs of internal storage, running the Kirin 980 with the dual NPU. The operating system is based on Android 9.0. It's called Magic UI. It's an evolution of what we've seen before with EMUI 9.0. And as far as the Moschino version, there's going to be some additional features there. Hopefully we'll check that out. But the main features, of course, other than the fact that this device looks great, is the fact that we have a 48 megapixel Sony IMX sensor in the back that is just basically at f1.8, supposed to be one of the higher megapixel sensors on the market. A fingerprint sensor that's on the back, no wireless charging even though we have glass. The secondary sensor that you have here is called a time of flight, or basically a depth sensing 3D sensor that's positioned on the back to give us Kinect style experience as far as gaming. And I had an opportunity to play one of their skiing games over there, and I'll show you guys real quick a clip there. Last but not least is a dual tone LED flash, AI vision obviously since we have the dual NPUs, and of course the Honor logo on the bottom. On the right side we have the volume rocker and the power button. On the top, an IR blaster supported by the built-in application for that, for the remote. 3.5mm headphone jack supported by an EQ that's built in as well. On the left side we have a dual SIM card support here, no SD card. Although I wanted to check out and see if the new Huawei Nano memory will be supported here, but I didn't get a chance to get one of those, so if I do, I'll be able to update you guys with a full review. On the bottom we have a single firing speaker, and this is a mono firing speaking device, which means we're not going to be getting stereo speakers. And of course one of the microphones, USB-C for data and transfer. The charging capabilities here is supercharged, Huawei supercharged, but it's version 1.0. So essentially it's the 22 watt charger, not the 40 watt charger that we've seen on the Magic 2 or even on the Mate 20 Pro. On the top, closer to the rim here, you'll notice that there's a little bit of a grill there. That's going to be the earpiece, and it resonates through this display. The fingerprint sensor is quite fast. I've been using that, very good. And as well as the basically face unlock, so we'll go ahead and unlock it. Works really nice. The fingerprint sensor not only works to unlock your device, but you also have the ability of basically opening up your notification panel and closing it just using the fingerprint sensor. And that's really functional, especially with that 6.4-inch IPS 1080p panel that you have here, supported with that punch hole 25 megapixel camera. Now talking about this camera, the UI overall works pretty well around it. You'll notice right there the carrier as well as the signal strength are sitting to the right of it. Most applications support it and work quite well with it. Some don't, unfortunately, and I think it depends. It just needs an update for that. Like an example would be here. I'm booting up into PUBG, and you'll notice right there that the Unreal little logo here is kind of eaten up by the actual camera. And I think it's because we're in full views display. And the fact is obviously that was a static image, not an actual dynamic resource, which means you can actually push it away. But other than that, I think you could see here, the device itself is running really, really fast. Loading, you can see, is right there. We have GPU turbo built in and activated and optimized for the PUBG application or the game. And I'll go ahead and close it here. And you can check it out here on the specifications with graphics. We're going to be going in Ultra and HDR, and we've seen many times over and over how the GPU turbo is actually just really nice to be able to pump out over 30 frames per second on this game. Just really nice. Now I'm pretty sure you guys are going to be wondering about this theme that I have installed here. This is a dark theme that doesn't come built in, so if you go into the theme store and look for it, unfortunately it's not going to be present. But there is a link that I'll give you guys in the description below that'll help you download this theme, and you can save it. You'll download it directly into your downloads folder and then move it into the themes folder within your device, and it should show up under here. So it's this deep black version 1.5, and you can of course update it and replace it with any updates that get pushed out. Once you have that in, for the most part you'll have that dark theme UI with the blue accent colors, as well as this little icon pack that you're seeing here. Very nice, very clean, and it works really good. The main thing is, obviously you can see here as well, I'm using gestures. I can actually initiate obviously the assistant here, and then recent application work really well. You just have to be used to using the gestures on EMUI based devices. There is unfortunately no way of swapping between applications. So if you had, let's say, you remember if on the recent app, if you double tap it, you can jump between two. And then of course on OnePlus devices, you could do something similar to that. Here we don't have it, so if you want to switch between applications, just switch, click it, and you're in. And of course, you can just click back. Other than that, the UI is very nice, very customizable. We have the ability of customizing our wallpaper, our screens. We do have a nice EQ that's built in here. So if we go under sounds, scroll all the way down to the bottom, you see right there is Huawei Hisense sound effect. And then that's going to be activated when we have either a Bluetooth connected device, or if we have a 3.5mm headphones connected device. So if you like headphones or so on, and you can customize it. I did showcase a lot of this stuff in the unboxing, so if you guys want to check that out. As far as the camera, a lot of you guys, I'm pretty sure, are going to be wondering is how does this been performing and how does it work? For me, some of the main features that I really like about this camera, obviously the big sensor, the ability of going all the way to 4K for video. We don't have 4K 60, we have 4K at 30, but we do have some of these modes that we've seen in the Mate 20 Pro that I really appreciate, like AI color, and that's basically done on the fly. So let me show you real quick a video that I was just doing for my full review on this device, and you can see it right there. I'm standing there, everything else is black and white, and then of course I'm just standing up in there in my Dragon Ball shirt, and it looks just fantastic. Of course you could see pretty much here how everything else was pretty much done very, very nicely. As far as colors and representation of just how the sensor can perform, you could see right there, very, very nice. The MPU does a really good job. Scene detection works really good. And this was done basically with just the standard 48 megapixel. And then here is the 48 megapixel ultra clarity, which is the additional option if you basically have it for still images, meaning the subject isn't moving, you're taking like nature and there's good enough lighting, you should be able to get really good, really nice pictures. And here, of course, there's a little bit with that bokeh effect, just to show you guys how that subject isolation, just beautiful, and the colors. And I'm hoping you guys can appreciate that on this. The front-facing camera does support HDR, so that's definitely very nice, and I like that. A lot of things are going on for this. The UI is extremely fast. I can go in there, customize things. You can jump over, go down. You notice there's no hiccups. Opening up Chrome should be pretty simple as far as you're able to open up the actual login here. I did try to get the Gcam port that worked on the Kirin 970 to work here. Couldn't get that working. Call quality overall is pretty good. Speaker is decent. I wouldn't say it's the loudest, but it works. And I like the fact that it's positioned slightly higher. So when I'm playing games, it's positioned here, so I'm not blocking it on the bottom. And again, the fingerprint gestures are very, 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 very nice. And it also works in the gallery. So let's say I'm in here and I'm taking a picture, I'm able to swipe between them by just using the little gestures on the fingerprint sensor. Overall, this is definitely showcasing a lot of features and a lot of new things that they've done. We have not had the update here that showcases some of the benefits of using the time of flight sensor in the back, so that's something you want to keep in mind. Once that's out, I'll do another updated video for you guys, hopefully showcasing some of these features. But again, if you haven't had an opportunity to check out the giveaway, I'll give you guys a link for that in the description, as well as the unboxing. And this is just definitely some really good hardware starting off 2019 from Honor. My expectations for the Honor V20 were pretty high. I was a big fan of the Honor V10 from last year, and even though we lost the monochrome sensor, we gained a higher megapixel sensor on the back. We have the punch hole camera in the front at 25 megapixels with HDR support, the Kirin 980, 3.5mm headphone jack that actually is still existent here in 2019, an IR blaster, and of course that unique design that we have there, and as well as the fact that we have that fingerprint sensor on the back with gesture support. That's something that we kind of lost in some of the other Honor devices. I'm still working as far as putting together the full review that's going to be going up on XDA, I think in the next couple of days or so. So, hey, if you haven't had a chance to check it out, check out the link in the description below for that giveaway. The announcement will be done on Tuesday during the launch event, as well as the fact that if you'd like to check out the unboxing for this device and a little bit more of an in-depth walkthrough through the UI, camera samples, audio samples, and all of that stuff, check that link in the description below. Like and subscribe as usual. Thank you very much for the support, and I'll see you guys in the next video.